So this is at the time, once I get to know my puppy after they come home, then usually pretty quickly, I'll start by introducing the clicker. So you do this, there are many different types of clickers on the market. You can get them online anywhere at some of your local pet stores. So the way you introduce a puppy to the clicker, you know what it is already. You do this by clicking and giving the puppy a treat. So in essence, click, treat, click, treat, click, treat. So what this does is it makes a positive association and then get something, you know, a treat. So they hear the sound and they get a reward. So they kind of have that as positive reinforcement. So that's the best way to start doing that. So another very important aspect of the puppy is socializing. Can't say it enough. Socialize, socialize, socialize. You want to make sure, they always say 100 new people in 100 days. So basically teaching your puppy that the world is a safe place. When they're real young, before they've had their second round of shots, you got to be a little cautious into taking them around to see other dogs, because we don't know always if that first vaccine worked or not because of. So just be mindful of that and kind of wait until, you know, a little bit until they had their second round of vaccines before you take them to areas where there's a lot of dogs. There are other places, some of the big hardware stores, some of the Home Depots or Lowe's or those things in your area. Pet stores will allow you to bring your puppy in, and that's a great place for them to get to know other people. Sometimes, you know, taking them into preschools or things like that to get them used to children. So there are a lot of other ways that you can kind of socialize your puppy and, you know, benefit from that. Being out in front of some of the shopping malls with some of the treat or the puppy's meal for that time, and just getting them to say hi and treat your puppy is another great way to do. So make sure that you do your best to have a happy social dog over their lifetime. They do go through some different phases where they get a little bit afraid. So when they kind of go through a fear period, as we like to call it, just kind of, you know, watch what you're doing with them during those times, because we don't want to introduce anything new when puppy's going through a fear period, because sometimes, you know, those things, if they have a bad experience, then that may set the tone for having a fear in the future. Okay. So next, after you've taught them some behaviors, and if you're asking them to sit and wait, you're going to have to then eventually release them from that behavior. So you have to think of the release word that you want to give them when you're releasing them from doing the particular behavior that you've asked them to do.